South American recording here in the Philippines. I arrived in Manila just as radio news came that Japan prints Indochina. The Philippines are really...
Ika-1 ng Nobyembre sa taong 1897, itinatag ang kauna-unang republika sa Pilipinas. Ito ay ang Republika ng Biak na Bato. Nilagdaan ni Emilio Aguinaldo at iba pang revolusyonaryong kongreso. Ang isa pang dekreto ay binahayag makalipas ang 5 araw na nagdedeklara na si Aguinaldo ay magtatalag.
Is 1565. It's been 44 years since Ferdinand Magellan first set.
Hey everyone, we explored the early history of our country today far before the arrival of the Spaniards. A thorough examination of the pre-colonial Philippine, Spanish colonial period constitution of Biak na Bato. The Malolos Constitution, early American occupation, reveals a culture that was significantly more developed and ordered than what the early colonists reported.
Already Dr. Cesar notes in Antonio de Margas' Suceso de las Islas Filipinas from 1609, the Philippines had established civilization prior to the Spanish invasion. They were organized politics, custom, and the way all reflect this. Mr. Philip.
The notion that ancient Filipino were uncivilized is erroneous as mentioned by Rizal. Communities near rivers such as Maynila evolved into centers of wealth and commerce, shaping their societal and leadership structures. Each barangay or community is led by Datu or Raha, chosen not just by lineage but also their ability to lead and protect. Anyone displaying sufficient courage and skill could challenge the Datu. In addition to leadership, the Datu served as judge, lawmaker, military leader, and administration of trade and religion. Punishment system varied widely, including fines, enslavement, or death for serious crime, indicating a well-governance with tax collection and port monitoring long before colonial influence.
Thank you, Mr. Philip.
Ang kaharian ng Maynila ay lupain ng mga raja. Tunghayan natin ang natatagong kwento ng kasaysayan ng mga raja. Si Raja Sulaiman ay nanggaling sa mga saling lahi ng mga maharaja at raja sa lahing Tagian. Ang tunay at dating pangalan ni Raja Sulaiman ay si Salila. Noong pinamana sa kanya ang kaharian ng Maynila ng kanyang amain na si Raja Aceh, o mas kilala sa tawag na Raja Matanda, na apo naman ng Sultan ng Brunei, ay pinalitan ang kanyang pangalan at ginawang Sulaiman. Samantala, ang Tondo noon ay pinamumunuan ni Raja Lakandula.
Spanish control dominated the Philippines for 3 centuries. From Ferdinand Magellan's arrival in 1521 to the start of the Philippines Revolution in 1896. Agriculture, politics, business, and religion also saw significant change during this time. Here's our reporter, Mr. Raymond, on the side for more details.
Mr. Mike, Spanish colonization in the Philippines began in 1565 with Miguel Lopez de Legazpi settlement in Cebu. Manila became the capital by 1571 with Spanish rule extending from Luzon to northern Mindanao. The encomienda system was introduced for tribute collection but was abolished by the late 1600s due to abuses.
The Spanish colonization began in 1565. Miguel Lopez de Legazpi establishment a settlement in Cebu, followed by Manila becoming the capital by 1571. Despite resistance from Muslim in Mindanao and Cebu, Spain expanded its rule, implementing the encomienda system. Later, abolished youth abuse, Manila emerged as the political, trade, and religious center, with its galleon trade boosting the economy, fostering a significant Chinese merchant community, the Spanish and other local governance, diminishing the power of traditional leaders. But the church's influence grew particularly in rural areas. Despite exploitation, Filipino resistance persisted, culminating in events like the Cavite Mutiny in 1872 and the rise of the national movement led by figures like Jose Rizal and Andres Bonifacio, paving the way for the Philippines Revolution in 1896.
In Indonesia, demanding to know why the Spanish were in Portuguese territory, which began a brief correspondence that consisted of the Portuguese asking the Spanish to leave, and the Spanish explaining the elements of the treaties that allowed them to colonize in the region. The Villalobos expedition tried to return to Mexico, but were still incredibly low on supplies. They were captured by the Portuguese, who jailed Villalobos and sent the remaining Spaniards on a ship back to Lisbon to be returned to Spain from there.
The Republic of Biak na Bato's founding in 1897 was one of the most significant phases of the Philippine Revolution. Its goals were to make peace with the Spanish and install the first revolutionary administration. Here's our reporter for a more thorough report.
Yes, thank you, May. The Republic of Biak na Bato began after the Tejeros Convention on March 22, 1897, where the first election in Philippine history was held. Although only members of the Katipunans were allowed to participate, Emilio Aguinaldo was elected and immediately went to Biak na Bato in Bulacan to establish the new government and boost the morale of the revolutionaries. On December 15, 1897, the Pact of Biak na Bato was signed, in which the Spanish government promised to grant the Philippines self-governance within 3 years in exchange for Aguinaldo's departure from the Philippines and the surrender of their weapons. Spain promised a payment of 800,000 Mexican pesos to the revolutionaries. After receiving half, Aguinaldo left for Hong Kong on December 27, 1897. Not all generals agreed with the agreement. Most opposed it and refused to surrender, and because Spain did not pay full amount, the conflict continued and the agreement ultimately.
Emilio Aguinaldo was chosen as the first leader of the Republic of Biak na Bato during the Tejeros Convention on March 22, 1897. Aguinaldo proclaimed the Republic in July 1897 and demanded changes like equality before the law, representation in the Spanish Cortes, and the restitution of territory from.
Ang konstitusyon ng Republika ng Biak na Bato ay isinulat ni Felix Ferrer at Isabelo Artacho sa Biak na Bato sa San Miguel, Bulacan. Ngunit ito ay may pagkakahawig sa saligang batas ng Cuba, ang Konstitusyon de G. Maguayo. Magkahawig ang pagbabalangkas ng bawat salita dahil matatandaan sa panahon na iyon, ang bansang Cuba ay mayroon ring sariling revolusyon laban sa Kastila. Ang Biak na Bato ay nagbigay ito para sa paglikha ng isang kataas-taasang konseho na nilikha noong ika-1 ng Nobyembre sa taong 1897. Ang mga sumusunod bilang ang mga opisyal na nahalal: Emilio Aguinaldo bilang Pangulo, Mariano Trias bilang ikalawang Pangulo, Antonio Montenegro, kalihim ng banyagang kapakanakan, Emiliano de Dios, kalihim sa pandirigma, Isabelo Artacho, kalihim sa panloob, at Baldomero Aguinaldo, kalihim sa panlalapi. Ngunit ang republika na ito ay nagtagal lamang ng 1 buwan dahil naudlot ito ng isang kasunduang pangkapayapaan na nilagdaan ni Gobernador General Fernando Primo de Rivera ng Espanya.
The Malolos Constitution is the first Republican constitution in all Asia written by Filipino representatives and the real foundation for the first democratic government in the Philippines in 1898. For more detailed report, here's our reporter.
This document outlines significant events in Philippine history, particularly relating of the establishment of the First Republican Constitution. Key events include the ratification of the Declaration of Independence on September 29, 1898, the allocation of 20 million loans, government expenses, the founding of the University of the Republic, a democratic republic with the 3 branches of the government, legislative and judicial, along the provision for the separation of church and state. The Chief Justice is elected the registrar with presidential approval. The Malolos Constitution was instrumental establishing the first Philippine Republic, marking a crucial step toward self-governance and democracy.
This summed the formative years of American governments in the Philippines, highlighting the impact of the nation's political framework. In the early 1900s, the United States implemented election in democratic structures in which
Pinasinayaan ng First Philippine Republic o ang Republikang Pilipino noong January 23, 1899. Ito ang naging simula ng sariling pamamahala ng Pilipino sa ating bansa. Ang unang Pangulo, si General Emilio Aguinaldo. Kaunting rewind muna. Natatag ang First Philippine Republic bunsod ng 1896 Revolution sa pangunguna ng kataas-taasang kagalang-galang katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan, ang KKK o Katipunan. Sa paglaki ng organisasyon, tinawag din itong Republika ng Katagalugan na isang revolutionary government. Si Andres Bonifacio ang nailuklok na presidente o supremo, kaya may mga nagsasabing siya raw ang unang pangulo ng bansa.
Culminating in a bicameral legislature created by the Philippine Bill of 1902. However, these elections strengthened local political dynasty and were influenced by American political connections. Despite this issue, the Philippine Assembly became a vital training ground for future leaders. A significant change occurred in 1912 with the Democratic Party's victory in the U.S., which blustered Filipino self-governance efforts, leading to the Jones Law of 1916. What enhanced Filipino control over domestic matters and established an elected upper house, paving the way towards independence.
And that concludes our special report for today. I'm Mr. Mike for the news desk.
As we journey through our history, may the lesson and inspiration remain. I am May.
And the history continues to remind us how Filipinos shaped their identity and freedom for our headquarters in Aysam. And your hot news for today. Thank you, everyone.
And that concludes
A continent rich in resources and diverse cultures would soon become the battleground for empires hungry for power and wealth. The colonization of the Americas, sparked over 500 years ago, would forever reshape the world as European powers like Spain, Portugal, England, and France set sail across the Atlantic. They encountered vast civilizations, forged alliances, and waged brutal wars. Over the course of centuries, entire societies were transformed, for better or for worse, in the pursuit of land, gold, and glory. But how did it all unfold? To understand the impact that still echoes today, we must start from the beginning. The entire history of the colonization of the Americas. America is clearly divided into three different areas: northern, central,